I was like, how's this a Christian thing? I'm confused. But what's the big finale? Big finale is that Bishop Calvin Jordan, after facing the guilt that Danny Williams' death was his fault, decides to confess his sins as he uses that 9mm and puts a gun to his head. I was like, what? But did it happen? We heard sound, but did it actually happen? We'll find out in season 2. Hopefully. But Kim, what did you think of how it wrapped up? What do you think of the finale?
I enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed it thoroughly. The dad was. I didn't think that was going to happen. I didn't think he had that much guilt where he would kill himself, right? So, I mean, I knew that, and I for some reason he loves Danita, and I think that, seriously, because we know it was an arranged marriage, right? So it was a loveless marriage, right? Yeah. But he genuinely loved her because that's the part of the reason why he killed himself, because of a lot of guilt about his behavior. Because, like they said, even the daughter and the son, they know he cheated before, right? Yeah. And he did it again with the stripper. So this is a history, right? And Danita, she knew about everything, right? Because she knew this is an arranged marriage or whatever. Yeah. So I just didn't expect him to feel as much guilt as he did, where it was so overwhelming that he went to the Lord and asked the Lord, what should I do? The Lord, I don't believe, and I'm not like the most church-going person, would tell you to kill yourself.
Murder yourself. Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah, like, no. What Bible are you reading? Like that's what is that? That's a sin. Suicide is a sin, right? Yeah. So I was like, I was very surprised by that, but I thought the whole thing was good. I loved all the little twists and stuff, like soap opera-y kind of thing. Yeah. Yes. Episode 7 had a lot of that shit. It was a bit much. But let's talk about who knew what. Okay. So I think different levels of knowledge goes with different people, right? I believe that only person who knew at the moment of confession to the church about Danny was in fact the son, Taj, and therefore Rebel. I think so. CJ, which doesn't make any sense. She said, ever since I was a child, I've had to, defend you against your sinful ways. I'm like, he's been what? Like, he's been fucking around like that. He shouldn't even been bishop.
No, but he has. Remember, he's always had like other people.
Well, so again, only thing he confessed publicly to was Danny. Right. And the only one that they actually knew about was actually Sasha. So when CJ found out about Sasha, and she was upset and offended, saying Sasha was an example of the other women. But I'm like, since you've been a child, I just thought that was a bit much. Like, if he had that kind of history, then there would be no point in confessing to the church like this is your first time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I think that the guilt about like nobody else that he had sex with died. This was a young girl who died. So I think that's what it was. That's the difference between it. And and even Danita was like, he's never been innocent. Like, he's been messing around on her. Yeah. But what man wouldn't? This was not a real marriage. It was a convenience marriage.
That's what I'm saying. But I think most people knew about Sasha. Like, and Sasha.
They knew about that, but I think that he had other affairs before Sasha. That's what I'm saying.
Of course. I'm just saying they did not know about Danny. Like, Danny was new, new information. They didn't. Right. That was new information. Right. But then people knew, right? So anyway, do you believe he actually committed suicide? Do you think he actually made it happen? You think so?
Yeah.
I think
he did it in front of the church because I know it's gonna sound really bad, but I think he was kind of an F you to Danita. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not perfect, right? And to me, to the dad and Danita, right? I'm gonna show the truth about our family, right? This whole sham, right? Kind of, right. And I think that's what it was. Like, the father hates him. He always has. And I think that this was like, you know what? We're not perfect. You're putting this out there like we're perfect people. Yeah. I'm gonna show my flock that we're imperfect. And I think that's why he did it in front of everybody. But in my opinion, there's children there.
Yeah.
Sir, no, wrong decision. Don't do this in front of children.
Also true. So and then it must have been COVID. I'm assuming because that flock looked quite small.
Oh, that's COVID. I excuse that for COVID.
Oh, this got to be COVID. Also, who was there and who was not? Danny's parents were oddly missing from this big reveal.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
And the way he described it was, there was this lady that I presided over her funeral a couple of days ago. I had sexual relations. No, I have sinned with the daughter of a couple who has been committed to this church for years. That's a whole different confession. Like sister and brother. By the way, we still don't know their names, for the record.
Yeah,
They are credited as Danny's mama and daddy. Like they don't even have names on IMDb. I'm like, come on, bro. But anyway, I have slept with brother and sister so-and-so's daughter for X amount of time. Mm-hmm. I apologize to you, right? Like if this suicide was going to happen, he should have brought them up to the front, begged their forgiveness, and blew his brains out in front of them. Like that would have made it, like that would have brought it together, right? Like, because now again, he just seemed like, oh yeah, random stripper. Yeah, I got that. That was me. And I'm like, what? Like, I mean, it's
just said who it was. I mean, you're gonna kill yourself anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
people are common sense says it's Danny, right? Common sense.
Well, I mean, they were at the funeral. I mean, the name of the woman's no. I'm just saying, but he still referred to her like a stranger that they just met at the funeral. That's what I'm saying. Right. And then again, it makes no sense that they want us to believe that Danny never came to church with her parents. And therefore, she didn't know who she was fucking. And he didn't know, like, when they got together at the secret mansion of Hohen or whatever, that, like, when did the other figure out that this is my parents' bishop and I am fucking my parents' bishop? Like this is this is the daughter of a couple in my flock. And oh, by the way, this is my parents' bishop. Like, when did that happen? That really didn't, right? Like, that really didn't get understand. So then, like, and then Danny is the hoe that Rebel didn't want her to be. Like, there's no sympathy here. Like, you were fucking this dude for money. Then you decide to blackmail him for more money, right? Because your parents decide to give their money to him.
Right.
What?
I mean, what it is that, okay, some people think tithes is a scam, right? That the church gets all this money. And so basically what I feel Danny was saying was, you're a sham. Like, you're not all this Christian and perfect person. And my parents are believing that you are. So they pay their tithes and they give extra money also. So no, you're going to give my parents back all that money because you are the number one sinner in here. That's what I think that was her logic. Not to say
I mean, it sounded chivalrous, I guess, but I'm like, but my problem is, again, this is, if depending on the church, like most churches, again, being a pastor is a job. It's a business. Like, so you understand that the money is going to maintain the church and to maintain the church family. Like, that's a given. So if she were her to be like, my parents went through medical issues, they had to mortgage their house, but they're steadily paying tithes and offering. There's no way they want us to believe that they gave $500,000 to this church and went under. So no,
I think that was an exaggeration, of course.
So I mean, she was trying to get paid herself, I'm like, I mean, come on now. And then also, if the parent was in that type of financial need, the church should have known that, the bishop should have known that, right? So you could be like, instead of you blackmailing me and me giving the money to you and you giving it to them, how about we say, hello, brother and sister Williams, we're going to the church is going to buy your house back. We're going to help you with the mortgage payment because you're such a faithful member of our church and we want to take care of you. Like, there was more realistic ways to get this money back. But my point is that Rebel / Rebecca Bell does nothing with this information to avenge her friend.
She doesn't.
She don't tell the cops. She don't tell Larry Reed. She don't if the cops she's like, look, I tried with the police, but they didn't do anything with the video. All right. You got social media, girl. Like, you got Larry Reed, who'd be more than happy to reveal this scandal. You got her parents, who you do not tell. I know what happened to the daughter that we never talked about because we don't know each other, and let's not act like we do. Not once did they get together until after at Faith Night.
Right.
And then it was Taj that told them,
yeah,
Rebel's gonna sing a song that your daughter wrote. Okay, who the fuck are you? Oh yeah, you're the son of my bishop.
Right.
Who the fuck is she? So once again, they're sitting in the crowd going, who?
Yeah, they don't know anything about it.
I mean,
yeah, that was a little bit of a plot hole. Yes,
that's a big plot hole. Would be that random black woman that she kept on talking to.
Oh, wait a minute. I wanted to ask you that. I couldn't find her in IMDb. Was that a real person, or is that in her mind? Because I don't know if Kirk Franklin is real. I'm trying to figure that out too.
So she's real, but not even developed in any way. She don't even have a name. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, if she was just in the first episode, right? Yeah, I could have took that as a pilot. A pilot, right? They introduce the character, but she ain't gonna be. When she comes back, when Z leaves, when she comes back to be like, "Oh, girl, what you?" I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, like I was thinking, is she the foster mom? Like, did she? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was thinking maybe
did she work at juvie? Did they meet at juvie? Because she knew about the juvie. So I'm like, who are you? Like, who are you to her?
And they didn't explain it at all. Yeah. They never said who she was. They never said, oh, that we've known each other since you were a child. Nothing.
This is not Ruth. This is not Ruth's friend to be like, hey girl, I took care of you when your mom was like, like none of that, right? Like, who are you? But apparently she's important to this woman, right?
Yes.
So anyway, so a couple of predictions, right? So I would submit that we were correct that the chief of police was involved in the Hohen scandal.
Yeah. Yes.
Evident. These cops are incompetent. Why don't you
always on these shows incompetent?
But this is a whole new level of you don't take the cell phone of the murdered victim just to check the last contacts to see. No. Rebel just has it in her place. Password unnecessary. So she could be like, oh my God, my friend was about to go to this random ass address.
I was wondering that too, because she actually had to plug the phone in, right? So if you plug the phone in, that means that it doesn't have any juice. So automatically it goes into pin mode. So there was no pin. I was like, she was doing this. And I was like, how are you doing? First off, it was dead. You weren't doing that immediately. That's one. So two.
That's what got you. I was like, all right.
I mean, and then the pin, it was no pin. And then she was just scrolling. And I was like, okay, that's unrealistic. But
let's just get to it, right? But I did it. You show up to this random ass address. For some reason, you bring the whole outfit just in time to be like, I gotta blend in, but you don't know where you're going. So how are you gonna blend in, right? And then she happens to see Crystal, which I think is her name, the stripper, whatever, going in there. Mm-hmm. And then she happens to see I guess this was the pastor's off night, so like he wasn't there. But then chief of police is getting written to the point he can't open his eyes because it's so good to him or whatever that she's just staring at him.
Crazy.
She was like, open your eyes and see who's around you, bro. But then Crystal, she's like, who's this dude in this photo, in this video? And she's like, oh yeah, that's the bishop. Like, how do you not know that? Oh my! And then when she confronts Taj the next day, she's like, I was so out of it, I didn't even recognize that was your daddy the first and second time I saw him. And is that Stacey? See, you could have been with us, Stacey, but you want to watch the show.
It's a good show. It's pretty good. And we do miss you.
We will see you. We will see you for Banner Under Heaven. Another quasi more holy than this show. I mean, I was like, come on, bro. Anyway, Kurt Franklin is real, but this whole dream whisperer thing, too much.
Way too much. They need to just go ahead and get rid of that portion of it. I'm not for it. Yeah.
And okay. Then, so your point of when he was sitting there in the crowd, right? Mm-hmm. He was representing that kind of Old Testament angel.
Okay.
Who was there to watch the judgment of the Lord on Danita after not heeding his warning of telling the truth. Remember, he was like, if you don't tell the truth, what was that, Lord? I'm gonna mess your family up. And what was that, Lord? I'm gonna take everything you got. Got you, Lord. Like, that's what he was trying to represent.
Right.
As he was seeing, like, and that's why, so it was more like, so it was Calvin's own implosion was not about Danita, but it was still impacting Danita. Like, the whole church is coming apart. So it's like, if you would have told the truth, this wouldn't be happening. Right, and he was just witnessing, God's judgment, if you will.
Right.
But what she has a dream about a baby, and she's trying to figure out, Lord, what baby? What of my 2 children do I think needs help? How about the one that had 7 miscarriages and just lost her baby at 8 months and had a panic attack when she couldn't even get out? How about that one?
How about that one? Not the one that you just always hold his hand and let him do whatever. You get mad at him and then you pull him right back, to you. Come on.
He got a girlfriend. He got a job. He all right.
He's all right.
He's all right. Like, you don't even think about her. And then to add insult to injury when it comes to CJ, excuse me, it is Taj who finds mom in episode 7 speaking to the Lord. And he's like, Mom, I'm sorry. And she's like, I'm sorry, baby. Let me make up with you, because that's the real child that's having problems right now.
Exactly. It's like, but it's like what CJ said. She's the ignored one. Which that happens sometimes, she is the ignored one.
True, right? So then Andre in Empire, like that's who this character is.
That's true, right? Yeah.
Mentally unstable, not seen as one of us because you're not musically talented or whatever, right. and like there you go, right? Mm-hmm. So, but and then he's a mama's boy for one, so of course he's gonna be like, mommy, what can I do to make it better? But I got to agree with Danita that for CJ, when it's revealed about Sasha in the affair, right? And she's like, Daddy, you slept with my friend. And she's like, let me talk to her because I understand what it means not to be seen. And Danita's like, let's not make this about you, baby. This ain't your moment. Mm-hmm. I have to agree, because your friend it's like your friend was fucking your daddy for like over a year. That's not unless you were, which is a whole different problem. You don't fully appreciate what's going on here. Like, she's trying to take your daddy. That's what she's trying to do.
Right.
I did love how Danita was like, Sasha, what do you think you're doing? I know you're fucking my husband. I don't give a fuck. So why we still talking? She's like, let me get back to my reality show. Damn it.
Yeah. And let's talk about Tamara, that plastic surgery. I'm gonna need I need the whole family, the Braxton family, just stop.
Stop it.
Just leave it alone. Your face is, to me, they're the Kardashians of the Braxton. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember they came first when it came to all the plastic surgery, and then Kardashians came right behind them.
Yeah, but the Kardashians do it well.
They had the reality show after the Kardashians, but that plastic surgery was going on before the Kardashians.
She looking like Lil' Kim, and that's not a compliment.
Not as bad though. Lil' Kim is unrecognizable.
Yeah, she on the spectrum though. I mean, or maybe Vivica Fox. Yeah,
but have you seen Vivica lately? She fixed her face.
Oh, she did.
She looks more like Vivica Fox we remember.
Oh.
She got it fixed because somebody had jacked her up for a long time.
I was like,
Yeah, and she was a beautiful woman. There was nothing wrong with her.
Yeah,
Braxton sisters. There's nothing wrong with those women. They are beautiful women, and they just. I was looking at Tamara like, why?
This ain't it.
The cheeks, the
it's like the cheeks. I was like, I don't know. But anyway, CJ
don't move.
So CJ, apparently, Daddy told Sasha about Danny. Sasha told who? I believe it's CJ. I believe CJ is the one that was revealed in the booth, which was very Empire when they went to the music studio.
Yeah, because I thought before I talked to you, I thought it was that she told Danita. But I can understand what you're saying is CJ. But do you think CJ had the I don't know if she had, I don't want to say the balls, but I don't think she had the courage to shoot Danny. Do you?
No. She hired Ezra, the dude that ended up dead in the woods.
Oh, you think she hired him?
She did, because he's part of the outreach program of the church. So the cops explained that, and that's how they said, oh, that must have been how Ezra got the car, because he's part of the outreach program.
Got it.
And the bishop said, all right, but he didn't make the connection. Like, how the fuck would he get the keys? Like, it has to be someone like close, right? But yeah. The fact that it was CJ there at the church when he's confessing, the fact it was her that was like, hey, Dad, let me try to work this out, right? And she tried to go confront Sasha, which didn't make any kind of damn sense. You know, I was like, but
I think I would have confronted her too. I mean, we're close, we're friends. You're my mom's secretary. I've known you all my life, and you're sleeping with my dad. I need to have a conversation with you.
But that wasn't the conversation. See, she was like that. She was like, Grandpa already like took care of her, like bought her off. But she was like, no, I can walk her. I can talk her down for writing the book or whatever. And I'm like, then again, Danita was right. Like, that's your daddy's job. Like, he was the one fucking her. It's up to him to get to talk her down. Like, that's not, if you want to confront her, for that's a different story, right? But I'm like, I still think it's CJ. But again, they didn't reveal that. So maybe that's something we'll get in season 2, which I thought was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I was not okay with CJ and Malcolm fucking in their dead baby's room. Like, I'm not okay with that.
But that was weird.
That was weird, right?
I mean, you're still mourning your baby. I just would have went to my bedroom. I thought that was a little bit too much.
That's too much. Like, what the fuck? Like, you sitting up there like we haven't been in here before, which I do believe they actually did go in that room before, but they were there together. They're trying to mourn, trying to move on, and all of a sudden, your dick get hard. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is happening? Like, this ain't okay, bro. They sit up there in the afterglow and shit, and they like, hey, Bruce, how you doing?
That was a little much.
That was a little much. And then she immediately turns her dead baby's room into an office.
I think she's trying to move on. You have to start to move on.
Adoption. This is where you discuss.
You got to remember, a lot of people are not into adoption. You got to sit down and really talk about it. Some people are not into that.
Let's have the conversation. Like, instead of fucking, how about we have the conversation about adoption? That's what I'm saying. Like, to be like, hey, babe, maybe we can try again. How about adoption? The Lord can bless us. Moses was adopted. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, it would have been a better conversation than fucking. I was just like,
I just think the moment hit them, and they did what they did, and also was that blanket. I was like, I hope that wasn't for the baby.
It has to be.
It was a big blanket, but sometimes people will knit you a blanket and it's a little large or whatever. I was like, I hope that wasn't for the baby.
That's the baby's blanket. That's some foul shit.
Yeah,
that's they're wrong for that. The writers were wrong for that. That made no kind of damn sense. No. I was like, nah. No. So I didn't even think about the blanket. Like, when she said the blanket, I was like, these nasty motherfuckers. I was like, not the blanket. Anyway, so CJ. CJ is
back to CJ.
Yeah, so like CJ's moments of desire has bore fruit, apparently. So Essence is pregnant. So Rebel's response made no damn sense. She kissed him once,
right?
Knowing that he had a girlfriend named Essence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then she finds out that, I'm fucking my girlfriend. I got her pregnant. She never heard of a baby daddy before. She never thought of the idea that I could date a man that has a child that's co-parenting, but he wants to move forward with me. And she's like, nope, I'm getting drunk.
I think it's because of the way that he worded it. When he was like, we are pregnant. And we are. When you put that we are in there, that means that he's staying with Essence. He's not, we are going to tell the family when she's showing. He kept saying that means there is no room for
Rebel. But even with that, you don't go out there on a bender. Like, this ain't the first time. Like,
I mean, we clearly know she doesn't know how to handle anything. Like, she got drunk because one, she was hurt, right? Okay. I mean, but you just started with this guy. It was one kiss and you're hurt. Okay, all right. So just move past it. She could have had that drunk night in her own house, passed out, was late for the studio again, and then that would have been fine. All of that happened. I was like, okay, so they're putting this in there now for season 2, so that now it goes viral.
It did.
Right, and so now that's something else that Danita can use against this girl, right? I mean. Just show it's Empire, Stacey. I'm telling you, it's a lot of that like over the top Empire shit. Like it's hilarious. But then I told you lesbian thing was gonna pop up. Yes.
I'm like just like she did in Empire, and that's cool. But I'm like it just didn't make any sense. Like, I'm gonna give this dude a lap dance. I'm making out with her because this dude. I'm like, what?
And then what also didn't make sense to me with that whole thing was when she got outside, she was throwing up.
Yep.
That was disgusting. But anyway, she was throwing up. And then the young lady came up to her and was like, you inspired me. I was like, what? Like, what? No, sweetheart. This, for one, you see me disheveled. My breath is not the best. I got a little bit of spittle
right here. Like, it was
big.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me right now. Like, you could have said, hey, girl, how you doing? And let me keep on walking.
Right.
No, that whole scene was unnecessary.
It was like too much. And then obviously there were a couple, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, but they're like, even at your lowest moment, you will see that you have blessed people with your voice that is God-given. I'm like, too much.
It was too much.
Too much. I'm like,
at that moment, it was too much. You could have put this in another area of the story.
Yes, not at this moment right here, right? She could have been out. She could have been out with Taj when they were having their after kiss, like lunch or brunch or whatever, and that would have been fine, right? So the dog loves that leg. So then I was like, Faith Night, right? I was upset. I was like, what is happening, right? So first, I'm like, the two songs that were sang by Essence and Danita, and then their duet, and then
the songs were beautiful though.
They were beautiful. They were not Christian in any way.
No.
In any way. Like,
they dropped a couple of God in there every once in a while. There was a God dropped, Lord. I think that there was a God and a Lord.
Maybe Danita in Essence, maybe, okay, but fucking Rebel and Taj dropped nigga, and I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? And it
was a beautiful song, but it was not gospel. But it was Danny's song, remember?
But even then, that's not true either, because the original words were "God, you get on my nerves." And then Taj changed it to "Girl, you get on my nerves," and they sang it in perfect harmony, even though you did not know that song, you did not practice that song. And when did you start playing the piano? Like,
off camera. Now, him playing the piano, I could believe that.
She played the piano first.
Oh well, yeah, but I don't know where that came. Well, they never said she didn't play piano.
They never said she did either.
That was like plot convenience stuff.
I'm like, come on, bro. I'm like, this is too much. And then it's like, nigga, I was like, what? And then again,
I don't know why that even came out. It didn't go with the song.
Danny wrote a paragraph.
Yeah.
A paragraph. And that again, Taj being the great composer that he is, wrote all kinds of expansive lyrics, but there's no way she learned all that. I mean, it just took me back to Purple Rain and how that didn't make any sense. How kid just showed up and was like, hey guys, I wrote some lyrics last night.
You know, you weren't there at all, but we're about to sing this song in perfect harmony. Play it, girls. And I'm like, this don't make no kind of sense. I was like, it looked beautiful. And everybody, hey, faith night. Everybody's like, we feel the spirit. Yes. I was like, stop it.
They felt the spirit.
Stop it, all of you. Essence should have sung Worship My Body. It would have made more sense.
No.
It would have made more sense.
Please no.
It would have made more sense. I would have been like, you know what? Yep.
No, I actually will take Daddy's song over that song. That song is about having sex with her.
She said worship. She said worship at least. She's like, I am your temple.
I'm telling you, there was a God or a Lord in that song somewhere. I just can't remember where, but it was in there.
Like Essence, when Essence and Danita were talking about Crazy in Love, I was like, this is a Beyonce song remix. I was like, where's Jay-Z at? I was like, this. I was like, this, what's gonna happen? I was like, somebody gonna come out rapping right now? It was just ridiculous. And then again, Rebel had one viral video, and now she's shutting down Faith Nights. I'm like, no, that Danita has to bet. Hold up. Danita goes, can I be part of Faith Night? And old dude was like, you know, the internet is how music is done these days, right? Like they're streaming and stuff like that. Danita owns a record label. You mean to tell me that CJ and Taj has not figured out or explained to their mother that the internet is how you release songs these days? Like we don't do CDs anymore.
I don't think that Danita is even involved. I don't. I don't think she even gives a rat's ass. I think she just cares about the money and can she get in it? I don't think she cares about the behind the scenes of anything.
But she is the artist. So the only way to get songs from her remastered album, she has to know that it's streaming now because
she doesn't care to know. I'm telling you. I don't think she knows.
It was insulting for them to be like, okay, girl, all your fans still buy CDs. Like they don't know about this new school shit, but you got two relatively young children who don't know either. Like, I'm like, they did better in Sacrifice. That's how much it didn't make any sense. In Sacrifice, they did it. They're like, hey, granddad, we got to get to the streaming. Like, that's how shit works these days. And he's like, oh, okay, well, let's do that. I was like, that should have been in this thing. That should have been in this thing somewhere. Again, I'm disappointed that Rebel/Rebecca makes no effort at Faith Night before she sings this great song. She should have said, my story is not the story of a dancer turned holy. My story is I am Raven Moore's daughter. I'm second generation singer. I survived my mom's suicide. I survived my friend's death, and I'm here thanks to the Lord. Like, she made no effort to acknowledge her mama, or even put that together. Or who the fuck's her daddy? Like, I don't even get.
Didn't say anything about the daddy.
I'm like, is that even gonna be if she is 2 million views hot? Why can't some random black dude just show up to be like, hey, baby, I'm here to get that check? Like, maybe that's season 2. Like maybe that's season 2.
Favorite for season 2.
Maybe that's it. I'm like, just give me something. I'm like, because I'm like, it don't.
It's the only one I'm for sure. Taj is definitely Caesar's son. Like, if you look at them, they kind of made them look alike. Like them noses. I know black people, we do have the bell pepper nose, but he absolutely looks more like Caesar than he ever did like Calvin. I can say that CJ is definitely Calvin's, but
so let's go down that road. So when Caesar tells Danita that your son belongs to me now, right? Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
that was weird, right? I thought it was kind of like, calm down. Like,
yeah, I know, right? It's a job, bro. He can walk away. I thought that would be the moment of like, oh my God, is he gonna find out that that's his kid? Like something. And then when Danita had her honesty moment of like, hey, I cared about you. I just thought they were gonna kiss again. I don't know. Maybe she's like, I got one kiss policy for these shows, but I just thought that was gonna be their passion moment to be like, I can be free of Calvin. Maybe we can try again. You know, something. Here's the ring I wanted to give you. Something. Like, I thought, you know, maybe that there was a seed. We could plant a seed for that. Not apparently.
Yeah.
Jewel is the other girl's name, right? The other singer.
Yeah, Jewel.
But
wait, the one with the braids, and then there was the other singer.
Yes.
I didn't get her name though. The one that kind of, to me, she kind of looked like Faith Evans, but
yeah, the one, not the one she did the duet with.
Though. She can really sing.
No, all those. My point. Caesar has a plethora of singers, right?
He does.
Why in the fuck does he allow Rebel? She is spoiled and entitled, and she needs to get holy smacked. Like the Lord needs to bring the angel of the Lord needs to come down to be like, you need to get your shit together, girl, because you talking way too much bullshit. Like, I'm leaving and going to Nashville with Z because I don't know why, because he's my man. I'm gonna support him. And this nigga's going to Vegas where they got strippers and hoes. I'm like, you were a stripper and you worked with hoes. So what are you talking about to a random black woman that we don't even know her name? And she's like, no, girl. So what you gonna do? Well, you know, he's gonna come back because I got this ass. I'm like, listen to yourself. Like you sit up here trying to kick this man out, but in your head, you're saying, I need this man. Like he will come back to me, right?
Yeah.
After you just got done saying, I paid for everything. I stripped and danced to pay for everything, but he'll be back one day.
Right. Well, we know women do this, right? When they don't have self-worth. Right.
I'm like, this, yeah, we need to.
But that's showing that side of her. She doesn't have any self-worth. It's within Z. Like he shows her what she's worth, which is something young women do all the time.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden,
but I think that they should be showing that about her, because in season 2 or maybe 3, she has to evolve, right? And she has to stop making bad decisions. She has to stop thinking that men are like, they hold the stick of what makes her, beautiful and what makes her ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Because now it's Taj. Now she's like, I've evolved. That she was telling her unknown friend that now Taj is the one that's going to be the best man for me or whatever, after maybe kind of kissing him. And I'm like, you need to look into yourself, girl. But no, I seriously, when Caesar finally like put some kind of balls on her and was like, you're in breach of contract, right? So you give me that $100,000 and we can keep on moving. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll get back to the studio when I feel like it.
Nervous as hell, didn't she? And polite. She became extremely polite.
For a little bit. Well,
yeah, she's not gonna stay polite. She manipulates men. We know this. She's a manipulator.
I was like, then she was like, look here, I'm 3 hours late. Who gives a fuck? Put these people back in the studio. I'm like, who are you? I was like, oh, damn you. And now she just giving her proceeds of the one song she made to Danny's family. like, what? How's that $500,000? I don't know. But she's like, you know what? I will work this out.
Well, at least she's giving something back. I mean, because Danita's not giving the family nada.
Well, I mean, again, that's not her business, right? Like, that's her husband. I mean, it was Calvin
was sleeping with their child.
That was a grown ass woman who did some grown ass shit. Like,
he did inappropriate things at their church.
All right. Okay.
And that's wrong.
I'll give you that. I'm saying, but that grown ass girl knew who she was fucking, and she was like,
true. We all know that, but if you're gonna make it right, at least pray for the family, pray with them.
So
apologize for my husband's, indiscretions.
Yeah. Do you fully appreciate Danny died to give money to a family who continued to give money to the church?
Yeah, which was weird. Like, hilarious. It's like a circle. Like, what do
because they didn't know. Like, if they would have known why she died, maybe they wouldn't be like, here's another check, Pastor. I'm like, what? I was like, this poor girl got murdered because her family keeps on doing the same shit because they bankrupt or whatever. I'm like, hilarious. And ironic. But yeah, I was but the moment nothing plot can be is so Rebel was standing behind Caesar, and before she gave her speech of, I'm tired of you bringing all these people in here to try to save me. Who's next? And then be damn, old girl comes in like, I'm here to try to save Rebel. Like, oh, Rebel, I didn't see you standing there. You so small behind this big black man. I didn't see you. I was like, come on, bro.
But I liked her because she kind of like I liked her. I thought of her like a Queen Latifah in a way.
Oh no, they were all great characters. It was just that scene was a bit much. I mean, but it was all great characters. But it's like also his mother and her friend, whoever she is, singing, his favorite song at the old folk song was beautiful.
Yeah, wasn't that nice?
It was nice.
It was really nice.
I thought they were gonna sing One Moment in Glory, and I was like, I have to throw my TV. And I was like, I don't want to have to do it. I was like, let's not do that. Like, let's sing your favorite song. Also, the 1992 version of Danita and Caesar didn't look nothing like Caesar. I was like,
absolutely not. No.
I was like, after she broke up with you, you went to the gym and took some steroids and was like, I'm tired of this bitch. I'm gonna get bumped. I was like, it must have been like that. That ain't you.
No, absolutely.
That ain't you.
However, you saw the blue box this time, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's the same blue box that he got that was with the letter.
And correct. I do appreciate though that at least brought in new actors and then try to put some stupid wigs on the actors to try to make them look younger, because they could have went that route and I would have been like, absolutely not. So thank you for at least making the effort to bring
Yolanda Williams is 6. Yolanda Adams is 60.
Yeah.
And Caesar, Michael Jackson is 56.
Yeah, he's got to be. It's got to be around there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Malcolm and CJ got on my nerves. Malcolm was like, where you going? I gotta go save my family. And she had to go talk to Sasha. Right. But then he's like, I need you to stand up for me and go support your family as they sing the song that they stole from me. Because somehow you being there is recognizing me. And I'm like, no, it's not, because they didn't give you no credit whatsoever. Like, and
she was the one who got this going.
Right.
So why does she have to be standing there? She's the one who did that.
What?
Like, calm down, Malcolm. He's gonna be one of them people. I don't know if you watch Greenleaf, but he's gonna be like the son on Greenleaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he annoyed the crap out of me. Just stop.
I was like, what are you doing, bro? I was like, this don't even make sense. I was like, you should be like, and why can't everybody just go to Redemption Records where you can write your own songs, sing your own songs? Like, everybody is up Denite's ass, and she's like, no, this whole record label is just me. I write, sing. I know, right? I write, sing, and produce everything. I was like, this. Also, her extreme honesty, where she was just running around saying, "Hey, Sasha fucked my husband." Notice she didn't say, "I tried to burn down a strip club," because I'm being extremely honest. That was me there. Videotape. All of a sudden, videotapes work. He's like, got that evidence, but don't worry, insurance took care of it. So it's arson, bro. Like, once they see the arson, they ain't paying. Like, they're gonna be like, no, that's natural disaster. Like, clearly someone started this fire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
She did not care. Like, when her husband was telling her, like, you can't do stuff like this, she was like, whatever, I can do whatever I want. I was like, who made this woman this diva? I mean, even her father, like the way that she's, well, I'm just gonna call my dad. It's like, yeah, she is extreme. She's a diva for real.
I thought maybe it was COVID that Louis Gossett Jr. didn't come back. I'm assuming it had to be COVID, because like you only saw him in one scene, and like it's referred that he like paid off Sasha.
Right. And he's like 99 years old. He's very old now.
Yeah.
And weak, if you notice, he was very frail.
Yeah. I mean, in Watchmen, he just sat in the chair. I'm saying, but he was moving. I was like, oh, I mean, it was good, but I don't know. I thought I was looking for.
Watchmen was like 2 years ago, right?
Oh yeah, at least I thought three.
Yeah. So I mean, as you get older, your body you start to change and stuff. I was glad to see him because we need to see our older actors because they can do a lot of these roles. They don't have to be out there, taping the whole 8 hours or 10 hours that they do, but they can come in, do their scene, and go home because they need money just like everybody else does.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him, but I don't think we'll see him again. And if we do, it'll probably be like a death scene, like it, finally the death. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I'm just saying, eventually he's not going to be able to come, right? Yeah. Yeah,
he's at that age. He's at that age. Was like, you just got to kill him off, bro. So with that, so he paid off. Sasha just kind of disappeared.
Like next season, I'm absolutely sure of that.
I mean, I guess so, but it was just interesting how, again, she just kind of like faded away. And again, if CJ was willing to, we're believing that Sasha told CJ her father was being blackmailed for fucking a stripper named Danny Williams who went to the church. But somehow CJ don't ask Sasha, why did my daddy tell you that? Like, what is your part in this? To be like, well, I'm also fucking him. Like it truly was a surprise. So I'm like, why did? And then what was the point of her CJ confronting Sasha? Like, what were you trying to achieve? Like throwing that I thought she was gonna kill her. I really thought she was gonna murder her right there on the table. And I'm like, oh shit, now we gotta cover up a body. But then Daddy shows up and all she did was break a glass. So I'm like, well, the scene meant nothing. Like there was no consequences or anything. I'm like, no. Perhaps to show that she does have some type of violent tendencies. So when we find out she was the one that orchestrated Danny's murder, she can be like, I guess we saw it coming.
Yeah. I guess. I felt like CJ was hurt, and so that's where the violence came from with Sasha. Like she was just angry because they were friends.
Yeah.
And Sasha, she said that. I mean, she confided in Sasha about a lot of things going on in her marriage. So she felt like this is my friend. So my friend, the entire time I'm telling her my family woes, is sleeping with my dad. So I understand why she was upset about it. I probably would have like put Sasha through the glass, probably.
That's what. something. Yeah. Choke her out, put her through the glass or something. And he's like, oh my God, Daddy, I just killed this woman. Can we help? Right. Can we clean this up? Like that would have made more sense. At least made the scene relevant, like to what we were trying to see. Because I really don't feel like it went anywhere. You know, like yeah. So if we got with CJ, so CJ, what is Essence going to do? CJ being confronted by Z was hilarious. Yeah, after they kissed, like at Faith Night, and like they were kissing, and then he like walked up, like he threw the flowers, like he was gonna try to stand up.
Oh yeah.
To Taj.
Oh, that was funny. I was like, dude, you don't want none of that.
Taj should have whooped his ass. Like I mean,
stood up, but he's not gonna, but he should have.
Because like he's always stepping to somebody. Like I mean, like I was like Z, sit your ass down, bro. You ain't that big. You're not.
No, little teeny guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was like
Ty could have just threw him across the room, but
that's something to be like. I'm gonna take all that sexual energy, be like like I haven't got nothing in a while, but choke shit out you, like damn it.
Well, no, he had some. Remember?
Yeah, he's powerful. He
broke his vow.
The sister was like, "It's okay. People moved on from babies, bro." Like he's like, "No, I have to. The Lord would be upset." I was like, "What?" I was like, "This co-parenting, bro. Co-parenting." Yeah. Oh yeah. Then fucking Rebel don't got a mama, don't got a daddy. It's like, so you keeping this baby? Because there's options. I'm like, damn. I'm like this ain't your
right.
I was like, damn, girl, this ain't your business. What the fuck? Like, keep the baby. That's not cool. She's selfish.
It's a question. All he had to do was answer it.
Like, well, maybe
we are keeping the baby. We are. He kept saying we are. I told you. That's what blew our mind. Yeah, is that we are, because that means he's gonna be with that girl.
I was very disappointed that we see Caesar trying to capitalize on Rebel's baptism, like to be like, hey.
Oh, I knew he was gonna do, because he needs money. He needs money for his aunt. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't even talk about that yet.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the gay moms. Like he was raised by two moms.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, you didn't get that?
I didn't see it like that.
Those are two moms.
I did not see it like that. Oh, okay.
Hey, two moms.
Okay. I thought that was his mom and her friend, like they met at the old folks home. I didn't know that they were all right. I mean, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Okay, my bad. All right. Well, that's
because he said mom to both of them.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, why is he calling them mom? And then it rang in my head, they're gay.
So then that's what got me, when the fact that only the first one was the one he was singing to, because he was on the piano, right? And the first woman was there. Mm-hmm. Then later on, she goes and sees the other woman, right. And he's like, "Hey, mom." And I'm like, I thought that was your mom. Like, why were you singing that? I was like, oh, because he got two moms.
Right.
All right. Okay. That's very modern and sweet. how do you give 25 grand again to a girl with one viral song if you are 2 steps away from having your mothers kicked out of their old folks' home?
Because he's trying to play the long game, right? He's trying to invest in this girl because he knows she can blow up. He knows this. He knows eventually the money's gonna come. But I understand what you're saying, but he's got to put the money out there in order to make this girl blow up.
This ain't hustle and flow. Like he has a room full of artists. Like, you know, I'm like that you should be putting out singles and stuff, like to be like she ain't just it. Like she and that's why her head is so big that she thinks she can say what she wants to who she wants, how she wants.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and I'm like, yeah. But anyway, so like, no, I mean, like if we're trying to see Caesar as a genuine Christian, not a business, like not a businessman, you know, who happens to do gospel music, right? Like I
absolutely don't see him as a Christian. I see him as a man who's, you know, I mean, let me not say that. He's a Christian, right? But I don't think that he's like the Christian that Danita is, or Danita portrays to be, right? Or any of it. I think that it's a I wouldn't say a sham, but he knows he can make money off of it. That's how I feel.
There's a business side. There's a business side.
And I think the business side of it is way more important than him getting down on his hands and knees and praying to God.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it was one, again, Rebel has just been a quote unquote Christian artist for about 3 weeks.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, after said video goes viral, her having her night out, all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, we have to save your career of 3 weeks. So how about you get baptized? And she's like, oh, okay.
But he's also saving his record company because he's already invested in her. And she did what she did. Yeah. This man his money is being eaten up by every mistake she makes.
If she has the voice of the angels, she can, and she clearly ain't singing straight Christian songs anyway. She can go secular and be fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she can clearly write some of her and Danny's original rhymes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And be fine, but they'll be like, Christian is it. Like without this, like we can't go anywhere. Like this is
He's got to compete with Danita though. He can't get out of. He doesn't want to get out of that box. This is between him and Danita. If you really pay attention, he's got to keep one up in her, right? So he's got to keep. And it doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous, but because of how hurt he is, still, as long as it's been, this man is still in love with her. And he's still hurt by her. He's got to keep that competition with Danita. That's why with Jewel and all that stuff, you know, that's why when Taj came to him with Rebel, he was at first like, no, but then he was like, you took her to the mom first? And she said, no, wait a minute. Let me go ahead and jump on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
All revenge, basically.
All right. Because I was like, dude, if she's that kind of good, you know, like you'll be having offers from like secular other music, and you could do that. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know why he's like, oh, we gotta get this going. But then why do you think she changed her mind and like to be like, I don't want to get baptized, and then
because she realized that when you're this is a commitment. Like being baptized is not just throwing water on you. Yeah, you're being baptized, right? So you're making a pledge that giving yourself to the Lord, right? Yeah. That is something that she believes in the Bible. She believes in all that stuff. And so for her, that's a step too far, because in her heart, she does not feel this way yet. She will get there eventually, I'm sure, but this would be a lie. And even though I know she's stripping all this other stuff, she still feels like it's a step too far. I'm not ready yet. Right now, I'm pretending to be a gospel singer because that's not who I really am, right? Yeah. So now I'm going to go ahead and pretend to be all Christian and stuff. She's nowhere near that. So yeah, that's why she felt bad.
It was interesting to see Taj's reaction. Like he was like he was like relieved or some shit. Like he was like, oh good, I can get baptized with her later. And then Essence's thing goes, let's do it together. Like it's a mani pedi or something. Like he's like we can do it together. He's like, no, that's not how that works, baby. How do you not know that she does not know that by now? Like y'all been together for a while, that you should have talked about some of this shit. You know, like I mean, it again, all of a sudden after kissing Rebel once, he's like, gotta let this girl go, man. I mean, she just ain't it. My lips has told, what's that, Lord? I gotta be a rebel. I got to stay with her till she finds you.
I kind of knew that we knew in the beginning he was gonna be with Rebel, right? We knew that he was feeling her.
Yeah. I mean, I was like,
it's a lot, right? Guys can break up with you like that. You could have been engaged to a guy 2 weeks before. All of a sudden, y'all break up. He's already with another chick, and that chick all of a sudden becomes way better than you, and then they get married like 3 months later. Yeah. Like that happens all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, okay. So somehow Essence doesn't know about the kiss, which I'm surprised about. But he told CJ. So it's like, anyway, I'd be interested to see what happens if Essence finds out, and then like how she's going to react.
That's gonna be crazy.
It's interesting how Danita somehow did not hear about Essence's "Worship My Body" song to be like, why am I doing a song with this type of woman? And she did not bring up the fact that she was topless on some kind of beach. Like remember when she was like, Essence is the world and she's sin and all that shit. It's like, and then what actually happened?
Remember, Danita, it's a business decision. All of this is business, right? She's like, I know all of those things. She knows all those things about Essence, but she knows this is her last effort that she can really do, because she's, to really get her album out there.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of desperate.
As what's up, boys? As Larry Reed pointed out, I am tired.
Yeah, we don't need him anymore either. Can we get rid of him?
Please. Like his narration to put us where we're where we at right now. I'm like, shut up.
He's the Wendy Williams that we do not need.
We do not need. Like he makes this show a reality show to an extent. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, I'm trying to give the show some credibility. But you are killing the credibility.
He really is
of this fucking show. But yeah, I mean, it was true. Like she was, especially she looked really desperate when she went to the Faith Night guy and was like, hey, I need to get on the streaming thing because I gotta get to the newer generation.
Exactly. Yep.
And I was like, and then their song, Danita's and Essence's song battle, singing about was cool. Like I was like,
I loved it.
That was good, and that's it.
Remind me. Remember when Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey?
Yeah,
they did that same kind of thing. I that's what it took me back to. But I loved it.
And Monica and Brandy.
Yep, they did it too.
I remember. Yep. And I again, that was that Empire quality, like music.
Yes, I think that this show, Soraya can sing. I think that this show is showing her range way better than Empire ever did.
Yes,
she's older. Also, she is older.
Yes,
that helps too with your voice.
Yeah,
but I think that the arrangement, the way that they slow her down, they bring her, her pitches are where they need to be.
Yeah,
like she sounds flawless.
Yeah. Extremely impressed. If they put out a soundtrack to this thing, I definitely buy it. Like,
I used to get some of Empire stuff.
Me too.
Have it in my library. Yeah.
I was like, but like if they did it for this show, definitely I would definitely buy it. And again, I'm interested. Okay, so let's go with that. So CJ sent Ezra to kill Danny.
Okay.
If she didn't know, she knew about Danny. Who did she send? So she's also sent Ezra to beat up Rebel, but not to kill it. Why not? Like, if she was willing to kill Danny or have Danny killed, right? Why would she not go ahead and have Rebel killed? And then clearly, actually, the police chief was involved, right? At some level.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm like, then why hasn't Rebel just disappeared, or or so? It's just weird that CJ would be like, kill Danny, but make sure the stranger that have no connection to whatsoever is alive. I just don't need her getting involved in this stuff, and I need to find the video. Well, somehow that to stop being a thing. Trying to find the video. But anyway, we will see. We'll see how that turns out. Anything else for this season?
No, I mean the season is over, right?
Yeah, what I'm saying, thoughts, like anything else you want to say, or you want to see a season 2, and then you want to see.
I do actually want to see a season 2. I mean, there were certain things that I told you that irked me with, like the whole. I don't need to see Kirk Franklin. Not that I have anything against him. I just feel like we know this is your show, dude. Like, you step back, allow Yolanda to do what you hired her to do, right? So we don't need that. We don't need Larry. Get him out of here. Other than that, I think we're gonna have to deal with the music because this is what Yolanda Adams does. This is her profession. And so this is what she does best. So we're gonna have to have music, right? And I think Soraya is doing a really good job as being like the second lead, because that's how I view her with Yolanda Adams. So I'm hoping of more. I really was kind of sad that Michael Beach is not going to be on there anymore because I really think he's dead. I think he's dead because I like Michael Beach, you know. But yeah, he's going to be gone. So we'll see what happens after that. I'm hoping they don't make Caesar and Danita get together. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't talk about, what about when Danita goes to Caesar and tells Caesar to stop the injunction?
Yeah.
And I'll give you all your rights and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then she didn't do it. I knew it. I said it to my son. I said, you know what? She is using the fact that he loves her against himself, right? Because he, in his right mind, he would have said, I need you to put that in writing.
Yeah.
But he loves her. Yeah. And so he was like, okay, I'm going to believe in her one more time. Why? Oh, she always lies.
Yeah.
And he said that. So I was like, why did you think she was going to actually do it? Like,
well, I mean, he should be able to get the injunction reinstated. I mean, and also, but yeah, to your point, I mean, he had to know that she's probably like untrustworthy at some level. But yeah, I mean, I think that's just part of the drama and something they can get into season 2.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I think if it goes the distance, they probably will like get back together again.
I think that'll happen too.
Yeah, if they go that far, unless they start introducing another record label, like they need, you know, like some kind of other song or something, like it's there's only so far they can go, right?
Right.
Because Danita somehow forgot about taking down a Rebel. She like that actually didn't happen. She found out about her Juvie record, like who gives a fuck, but she didn't do anything with that or anything else.
No.
So it's like, and then her not giving Caesar the props, the truth, telling the truth is what Franklin was talking about in his great prophecy that the Lord is upset and I'm gonna take your voice and and that sort of thing. So it actually would have been interesting right before Pastor he attempted to shoot himself that somehow she was trying to sing, like it was trying to sing and she couldn't sing, like her voice is actually gone.
Yeah. That would have been good.
That would have been good, and then to be like now the prophecy has come to whatever.
Right.
I think CJ stopped Pastor from actually killing himself. I think he's still being played. He might be in a coma. He might get like shot himself in the head, like he's in a coma, that kind of shit. But be gone. I think it's still important for the drama to keep on going.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Because so I don't know, but yeah, I think he'll still be in play. I mean, again,
I hope so because I really like him, and I think that he just brought the other side of the show, like his, you know. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm willing to watch a season 2 for sure.
Absolutely
interested. Like it actually kept me. I wanted to see the next one, you know, and then my son, who's never seen any of them. He was like, okay, we go to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, right? So he was like, yeah, this is kind of cool because you want to know what's going to happen next. Yeah, that's what a show should do.
It's a great show. Again, I say this should have been this easily could have been a 10-episode season, once a week show on Stars or something like that. And I would have watched it. I mean, every episode had enough meat on the bone that you're like, well, again, what's going to happen? What's the season finale was actually worthy of a finale of, oh my God, like this has definitely some oh my God moments. And again, the music was great. So as we talked about, less music, a little bit more story development, just a little bit more.
It's not gonna happen. But
just can we try? And then you'd be like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool.
You know what I did like when they were at the singing party or whatever it is. I like that they cut Yolanda from singing. Like they went to the next, like they used to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they stopped and they went to the next scene. That's what we need more of.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like you start, but it's like we get it and we get some actual acting, right? But we know it's happening, right? We don't need the whole like song and dance, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So thank all of you for watching. We appreciate you for stopping by. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video, you can comment on the video, share the video. We got other things coming. We got Under the Banner of Heaven this weekend. We have we have P-Valley season 2 predictions this weekend. I got Obi-Wan episode 1 this weekend. Tomorrow, Kim and I shall be doing a la carte episode 3 until that show gets canceled. And it will, but we will ride it out. It's actually pretty popular for reviews. It's interesting. Again, we must be one of the few channels actually reviewing that show. It has to be. Hopefully the volume will be better. And less dildos. I need less dildos. I'm not asking for too much. But anyway, Kim, what time works for you tomorrow?
Oh, I mean, let's see. Tomorrow I gotta go to the doctor, so I have to be at the doctor at 2. So hopefully I'll be back by 3:30.
This time tomorrow? Is that 3 o'clock your time, 3 o'clock my time?
It's 3 o'clock. 3:30 my time is 4:30 your time.
All right. So yeah, around this time. So we'll say 5 o'clock ishy.
And if anything happens, I'll just text you and let you know.
Yeah. This ain't a job. You know, we just hanging out. We're just hanging out. And then next weekend, June 3rd weekend, everything starts. We got P-Valley, we got The Boys. We'll be saying goodbye to We Own This City because the last episode would have aired that previous Monday. So we're gonna do that as a review, finish up those last episodes. And we'll have some fun. Stacy will be back with us this weekend. Maybe Chris, I don't know. We'll see if Chris around. And I will check out Our Kingdom banner.